What's up guys, Black Caiman here. This is an exciting day. Today is the day that Disc Jam is out. You can get it on PC, on Steam, or you can get it for free if you are a PlayStation Plus member. That's right, it's free on PlayStation Plus. That's pretty exciting. So there's really no reason, if you guys are on PlayStation and you have PlayStation Plus, which you probably do, there's no reason to at least download it and give it a try. I think you'll like it if you like Rocket League and other online competitive games. I think you'll enjoy this one. And what I want to do is just spend a few minutes going through some of the things that I wish I knew when I started playing. So I started playing during the beta. I really enjoyed the game. It was a lot of fun, but there were a few things that I felt like the game didn't really tell me when I started. So I'm going to go ahead and download it. It looks like it's just under a gig. Scratch that, it's actually about 2 gigs. I was wrong. So I haven't downloaded it yet. It just came out today. Came home from work, here I am downloading it. And I'm going to walk you guys through a few tips and tricks that I learned during the beta that I wish I knew sooner. So as soon as this is done downloading, we'll be right back and we'll go over a few things. Alright, first thing you want to do before you do anything else, I highly recommend going into training. There are 3 different tutorials you can do. There's a basic and advanced, and free play actually is new, I believe. I don't think this was in the beta. I highly recommend doing each one a couple of times because it gives you kind of the basics in terms of how to throw. And that's pretty much it, you know, in terms of what you learn in the tutorials. You learn the different types of throws, which are going to come in handy a lot. So I actually ran through them, I think 2 or 3 times before I hopped into a game. So I'm not going to bore you guys with tutorial gameplay, but I do highly recommend running through the tutorials first. The other thing that is not exactly obvious, or at least it wasn't to me, is that the different characters actually all have different kind of baseline stats and how they move. So for instance, Gator I think is a good one to start with, and the one that I started with, because he's a good all-around player. So his movement speed is going to be pretty good, his throws are going to be pretty good. Hakura is going to be fast, but she's not going to have as hard of throws. So if you find yourself having a hard time catching the disc or getting out of position and not catching the disc as much, you're going to want to try Haruka. I think I said Hakura earlier, which is wrong. It's Haruka. McKenna is fun if you want to get a little more crazy with your throws, a little bit faster and throw some more curves, but the throws aren't going to be quite as hard as Stanton. So he's not going to be quite as fast. So your positioning is going to have to be better with Stanton, but his throws are going to be harder. So, you know, it's going to be harder for your opponents to catch the disc that he throws. I didn't even really pick up on the differences with these characters when I first played, and so I'm not sure how big of a deal. My words aren't working. I'm not sure how big of a deal it is when you're first starting. I really don't know. I tried a little bit of each character. You can kind of tell the difference, but when you're first starting out, I would recommend Gator. I think that's a good solid one to start with. But play around, you know, use a different character, see which one fits your style of play, and know that the better you get with your play and the more you learn, you may want to switch a character, you know, because you may say, hey, look, I'm always in good position, but I wish I could throw harder, then move to Stanton. So that's the characters, just a quick overview. I didn't realize there was any difference at first, so I just wanted to make that clear to everybody out there. So when you go to find a match, it's important to know that right now there is no skill-based matchmaking, as far as I know. And there's also not really a ranked mode. But know that, you know, High Horse, they're working on that stuff behind the scenes a little bit. So there was a Reddit post today where they actually said they are working on measuring your skill and tracking all that stuff behind the scenes. And eventually there will be a ranked play. But it's to come, so it's not there yet. So when you go to find a match, and if you're looking for ranked versus unranked, it's not there. You're not going to see it. And I don't think there's a good way to kind of see your stats yet either. But just keep in mind that this is, you know, this game just came out today. The beta just ended. And, you know, it's a 2-man team that they've got working on this thing, so it's going to take a little bit of time while they add more features. But, you know, the best way we can encourage them to keep adding the stuff we want is to play the game and enjoy it and give them feedback. I think they're open to feedback and looking for it. So let's get into a game, and I'll show you guys just a few things that I didn't realize in the game that I think might be helpful for you. All right, so the first thing is scoring. The tutorial didn't really go over scoring, so I didn't fully understand it. When you're serving, if you get an ace, that's 10 points. And if you don't get that ace, then there's a counter right in the middle of the net. And so when you're doing rallies, meaning the disc is going back and forth, Each time that's happening, the counter is going up. So you'll see that. I'll zoom in here. The counter's going up with each rally. And so the longer you're going back and forth, the higher that number's going up, which means it's more intense because whoever wins that rally is going to get that number of points. I didn't realize that was how scoring worked. I was confused as to why sometimes I was getting 8 points, sometimes I was getting 10, sometimes I was getting 15. What's going on? So that's what it is. There's a counter right in the middle of the net, and it goes up with the rallies. And again, an ace on a serve is worth 10 points. So if you can get an ace, that's awesome. The other thing that was a little weird to me when I was playing is I would think I was going to be in position to catch the disc, and then it would hit me, and I would like flail around, and then it would fall and hit the ground. So a couple of reasons this may be happening. First of all, it may be hitting you in the back, so just try and make sure you're positioned. Think about like if you were really catching a disc, go ahead and turn your back to it and hope to catch it. I mean, maybe you could, maybe you're awesome like that. It'd be hard to do though. So what you want to make sure you're doing is facing the disc so that you can catch it. I think that's step number one. Also with the timing, be careful because if you're a little too early, I think with that X button to throw it back, remember X is also for your shield to block. So think about it. If you hit it too early, you're pulling up a shield to block, you could block the disc. So, you know, that's kind of the thing. I think just be careful about making sure you're positioned correctly to face and catch the disc so that it doesn't hit you in the back and you go flailing and you fall down and you don't catch it. That was kind of weird to me at first. You'll get used to it the more you play, but just something to keep in mind that just because you're at the spot where the disc is going to be, it doesn't mean it's an automatic catch. And the last little thing I'm going to touch on here is just when you're playing doubles. I didn't catch on to this for a while until I was playing in my doubles matches and I saw my opponent do it. You can pass in doubles, and the way to do that is by pressing the circle button. So I didn't know that through the tutorial. I had no idea. But when you're playing doubles, it can come in handy big time. You know, like if your opponent is in a great spot to get a good throw towards the back and you got two guys out of position on the other side of the net, pass over to him, let him throw it. The pass comes in handy. It's pretty awesome. I would say if you're playing doubles, definitely be sure to utilize that. And the other key to doubles is just, it's kind of like tennis. So just think of it like that. You don't want to be, too close to the net at the wrong time. A lot of it's about positioning. Trying to make sure you're spaced out well with your teammate so that you can cover as much court as possible so you don't get beat too badly. And that's about it. I mean, I think those are just kind of some of the basic questions that I had when I started playing the game. Just, things that seem kind of obvious, but I just didn't fully understand until I went on to Reddit and was like, hey guys, how does this work? And someone explained it to me. So I just wanted to make a quick video, let you guys know about that. I hope you'll enjoy the game as much as I've been enjoying it. I'm going to keep playing it and keep posting footage. You guys let me know what you guys think about, the game. If you're playing it, if you downloaded it, let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Let me know if this was helpful to you or if this was just like too obvious. You're like, guys, come on, this is stuff that I knew already. But let me know if this was helpful or not. Hopefully it was. If it was, leave a like. And if you're new and you haven't seen any of the videos before, check out some of the other videos that I've done. Some gameplay stuff. I do a lot of gameplay. I do a lot of Rocket League. And subscribe if you're not subscribed, because we're doing videos every day. So I appreciate any and all support very much. I think that's it. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.